I liked our reaction to our loss the other night, the overtime loss. Guys weren't happy. It wasn't like we were high-fiving each other because we got 3 out of 4 points. We playing the defending Stanley Cup champions. It's got a ton of talent, and back-to-back, all the reasons to maybe not have a good night, and we found a way to compete and get a point with chances to get 2. So it was you can definitely feel the confidence level starting to rise a little bit.
What about with Heedle? So you had him back with those guys on the wing today.
Yeah.
Practice. Where is he at this point, confidence-wise? How do you help him?
I think I touched on this after the game the other night. I think he's pressing a little bit for a goal. I think once one goes in, I think the weight of the world will be lifted off his shoulders. He's not unlike any 19-year-old playing in this league. They want to have success, and I think he might be pressing a little bit, but he's going to stay with those guys, and he's going to continue to play. And as long as he continues to put forth an effort, we're going to let him play, and because we think very highly of him. We think he's a big piece of our future, and we think he can be good right now. This isn't just about the future. This is about us winning hockey games right now, and we think he can help us.
You said on more than one occasion that your job is to help each player be the best guy he can be, your best
right.
player he can be. But you still want to win hockey games, right? So,
exactly.
So where's the balance between here's a 19-year-old guy that we need to find a way to get him going versus, he's not scoring right now, and I could probably do somebody else in that spot?
Well, there are other ways to help too. As long as the process, as long as he's doing the things we're asking everybody to do, from an effort standpoint, paying attention to details, being in the right place systematically, those guys usually end up finding ways to get on the score sheet, and then all of a sudden, that confidence level rises, and they're more productive offensively, which we all know he's capable of doing. So, it is that. I think I've talked a little bit about this. It's that balancing act of development, yet not sending the wrong message that if you don't try, you continue to get opportunity. So that's the balancing act I think you face with every young player in this league.
It seems like Smith has kind of taken to this system of yours. I mean, what have you seen from him so far? I know we've talked a lot about him in the preseason, but what have you seen so far in the regular season with him?
Well, I think he's really kept it simple. I think he's a guy that's got good skills. He's not trying to do too much. He's defended hard. He's in great shape, so he's able to play at a pace. His skating has always been elite, and he's just in a whole different mindset.
How so?
Well, I just think he feels good about himself, and one of the things is when we talked this summer, we both wanted to erase what happened last year. We were picking up where he left off the previous year against Montreal in the playoffs, where he was so good, and pick up where he's put himself in a position for us to sign him long term and trade for him and be a good player in this league. And that's what I said. I mean, we're not asking guys to do something they haven't done before. And I think he's back to being the effective, good defenseman that he's been in this league for a while.
What's impressed you most about Brady Shea with the time you've gotten to know him?
Well, Brady's works hard. He can really skate. He's coachable. I still think there's a lot more there. I think his best hockey's ahead of him. Sometimes his skating gets him into trouble as much as it gets him out of trouble. I think that's a balancing act of, trying to find when's the time to, be involved and when's maybe the time to be a little bit more patient with his skating. But, there's an awful lot to like about him.
Do you like him? You like him more with a guy like Keon, who's going to skate also, or a guy like McCoy? Where do you think his value is?
Yeah, I mean, he can certainly, help guys that aren't great skaters. I think it's better to have him with someone who can, because I think both those guys give us an element of a pace and spend less time in our end. But it also depends on, the makeup of your 6D that particular night, who you're going to end up putting him with.